storm has formed in season number 4. It's a grand national tour that ends near the California shores. Home track heroes take on big league talent. OGs return while fresh meat joins the fold. In a competition where fortune only rewards the bold. So who's willing to knock off a few doors? It's about who wants it more. In 2024.
Sean Bounty, a third-time winner. Ryan Truex gets it done. Clapper goes 3-1 and passes several cars. Foley comes out of the final corner to win.
Jordan Jurassic will win this race.
Here they come across the line. Your race winner is gonna be Matt Cherry.
See, in the end, nobody really cares where you got your start. The only thing that matters is where you finish.
He looks to go around the outside, ducks to the inside. It's going to be a 3-wide finish here at Daytona as they cross the line. Robert Walton wins at Daytona. Good evening, race fans, as we welcome you to another edition of the Thunderclap iRacing Series presented by TLC, live from the Lady in Black here at the virtual Darlington Raceway. And as we are here, of course, I am Taylor Burris. Alongside me from the Simcast, Ben Williams, along with our producer, Austin Derbyshire. And Ben, I hope you got your best suit on because we're about to dance with the Lady in Black here tonight. It's going to be a treacherous race, but one that's going to be full of excitement here for the Thunderclap drivers.
I don't know if it's my best suit, but it's definitely a suit of some description. Darlington goes by many nicknames, of course, most famously the Lady in Black, but also the track that cannot be tamed. And if you're going way back to its very beginning, Harold's Foley, inspired by going to the 1933 version of the Indianapolis 500, Harold Brasington decided that he wanted to build his own version of a super speedway here in rural South Carolina. Unfortunately, just because of the local terrain that he was able to use, particularly a Milo Pond, famously, the super speedway has shrunk down into a 1.25 mile egg-shaped oval that is basically become synonymous with NASCAR, hosting the Southern 500 for many, many years now.
Absolutely, and we're happy to have you with us here on Grid Vision's coverage of the Thunderclap iRacing Series presented by TLC Incorporated. Qualifying currently underway for our drivers as they get themselves situated here. Tonight's race, 183 laps around the circuit, and here are our keys to victory here tonight. Ben, what are some of those keys?
First of all, don't be afraid to earn your stripes. Get up next to that wall if you can, if that's where the line is going. Also, it's so important that we're going to say it 3 times. Tires, tires, tires. You have to manage your tires to make sure that all 6 sets you have access to will be able to get you through to the end of this race. And also, even though you need to be going up towards the top, you got to come back down, go towards the bottom. Move around this racetrack, make it work for you and wherever the line is working at during the particular time.
In a sense, you have to be the one that takes the lead here if you want to dance at Darlington. And these drivers are definitely going to see what they can do. Let's go into our picks briefly as qualifying currently is going underway. Qualifying just about wrapped up. For me, I'm going to have to go with a driver who's been on a bit of a big momentum run. Andrew Oluski is definitely going to be the one. We'll keep an eye on him. He is definitely my pick to watch for tonight's race. How about you, Ben?
My pick is, of course, Tyler Truex in the number 69 Chevrolet. This is a new series to me, but having that last name Truex is definitely one that many people in the NASCAR world will be familiar with.
And of course, for our producer, Austin Derbyshire, well, he's going to be one with the force and pick Sean Bounty in the Rebel Racing number 35 Toyota. based off the pod racer that Anakin Skywalker drove, of course, in the Phantom Menace. So keep an eye on him as we see the drivers finishing up qualifying in about a few seconds. Give them a chance to get themselves warmed up, and we will give you your starting lineup for tonight's racing action here tonight. Warm-up underway here, and already a great group of drivers looking forward to tonight's action, Ben. I mean, we have a total of just about 35 cars in tonight's race. A couple of them did not take time, pretty much from 24th on back did not take times, including your pick, Tyler Truex, Bo Condon, Justin Clapper, Tristan Bruce, Matt Holmes, Ryan Zunk, as well as some of the few who did not take times in qualifying. So a little bit of strategy possibly to see if you're wanting to just stay towards the back, avoid the chaos at the front of the field, and slowly but surely make your way to the front.
It could be a number of things. It could be strategy. It could be unfortunate car placement and ending up invalidating their time against the wall. It could be a number of things, but it is 183 laps here at this race this evening, so many things could happen during the course of tonight's race.
Currently, let's take a look at the weather conditions here. Winds about out of the northeast at 11 miles an hour. 83 degrees is the air temperature. Track temperature about 88 degrees. So going to get a little bit hot and slick for our competitors here. It's closing in towards the evening hours. Sunset as just about the time for these drivers. So we could be racing right as soon as the sun is fully set behind the track. Maybe even possibly racing a little into darkness as the action kicks off.
And looks like, just looking at the sky here at the Raceway, we're not going to have to worry about any of that newfangled rain that iRacing brought to the service last week.
Yeah, no rain delays tonight here on the Thunderclap series, even though that would be interesting here since this is the Thunderclap series. But let's take a look at the schedule of what's to come throughout the rest of the week. Of course, we have our Ryco Performance Friday night top split happening, not at Phoenix Raceway. We'll be heading to the Bristol Motor Speedway. Tune in at 9 o'clock Eastern time as we kick off the racing action, or actually 8 o'clock Eastern time, since of the time change, of course. And then, of course, we'll be back at it on Monday for drivers as they head off to the next round for the Thunderclap, or for, of course, the Thunderclap series. We'll be back next Wednesday night for some more action. We'll see how this goes as the drivers are finishing up. We should be getting the official word of advancing to the race session. Ben, of course, this isn't your first time with Grid Vision. Of course, me and you had a great couple of months or almost a little over a year of working together in the Simcast. A lot of things to come. Looking forward to. We talked quite a bit about the new updates, and I gotta say though, it's really good to see the Oval update coming into play as well. We talked quite a bit about it in the past.
Yeah, the Oval update is definitely going to change Oval racing as we know it on the iRacing platform, and is something that's as important to this iRacing development team just as much as the Tempest system was. So given that it's iRacing, I fully expect that this system will be such a great change that all the Oval races on this platform will be very excited for it and will like the end result.
Absolutely, as the field is just moments away from starting the actual race, as officials are just allowing them to do a couple of final warm-ups, making sure no one else is late to the party. Which if qualifying's already started, then if you are late for the party, then you will not be in here. We're happy to have you with us here who are tuning in on Grid Vision's YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and all of our social media platforms, whether it be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or here on YouTube. And of course, if your league is interested in partnering with us here on Grid Vision, make sure to reach out to us for prices. You saw some of the days we have open for broadcasting. Thursday night is one opening, as well as Saturday and Sunday. Reach out to us. Or if you're interested in expanding your career, whether it be joining the broadcasting crew or even also producing, reach out to us as well. We have available job opening positions to help excel your career in the world of esports broadcasting. Just about a few moments away before we get set, and we will give you your starting lineup. We can already go ahead and tell you who your pole sitter was. That was Christopher Tate in the number 30 with a 28.948, the only driver to break in the 28-second bracket, as he had a 28.904 in practice, and then the 28.948 in qualifying. So it's a really good run for him. He's definitely going to be one to watch in that number 30.
That's right. I'm seeing if I'm able to locate the line up, but unfortunately I'm not able to find that at the moment.
Well, we'll be able to see it
Cool.
here live on the screen momentarily as warm-up is over, and we will give you your starting lineup for tonight's racing action here at Darlington Raceway, as the field will line up behind Fred, the pace car driver. Hashtag bring back Benny. And here is your starting lineup. Christopher Tate will be on the pole, along with Chase Leahy in the number 34 machine. Alongside in row number 2, we'll find Noah Rainwater and Thomas Aaron. Row 3, we'll find Matthew Montgomery and Lucas Whitehead. Row number 4, we will find TJ DeBlasi and Gregory Sepsis. And then in row number 5, Matt Garrett and Greg McConey rounding out your top 10. Ben, what's it looking like 11 through 20?
Next on 11th, we're starting with Jordan Jurassic, and I'm probably going to mispronounce that name several times during the season broadcast, and I apologize in advance. Our 2 point standing leaders here side by side, Jordan Jurassic on the outside and Matt Cherry starting on 12th. And 13th, we have Brandon Schumann and his number 52 Chevrolet. Right beside him is Robert Walton in his number 66 Chevrolet. Going on back, Nicholas Tomlinson starting in next row. Beside him is Sean Bundy. Next up, we have Todd Lee on the outside in the number 46 Chevrolet. Beside him, we have Dominic Cahart on the further far back, we have Taylor's pick, Andrew Owinski, number 8 Toyota. Beside him, we have Anthony Burlinson on the outside.
Moving on down to 21st position will be Brandon Slow and Chase Albright, followed by Joshua Kohner and Robert Colgan in 24th position. Those are the drivers who took time as we go further back. Tyler Truex, Reed Foley in 25th and 26th. Tristan Bruce, Uncle Tristan out there in 27th, with Matt Holmes in 28th. Ryan Zunk will be in 29th, and Bobby Grant rounds out your top 30. Then it'll be Greg Veal and Tommy Allen in 31st and 32nd. Justin Clapper and Damian Neeson in 33rd and 34th. And riding shotgun in the field, it is the man himself, Mr. Bo Condon, in 35th position. Lights should be out on the pace car here as they get ready to go racing here tonight. Drivers should be settling in. Ben, this is the moment where you just gather your thoughts, get yourself ready to go racing, and just try to hang on for 183 laps.
Yeah, this is some of the most nerve-wracking moments in racing for me, just because the anticipation of the start, thinking about the moves you're going to make, thinking about the cars around you, just all of the thoughts that you have to think about before the start of a race, just swarming through your head all at once. All the while you're trying to not hit the car in front of you or beside you.
Absolutely, as they work their way down the back straightaway here, getting themselves psyched up, ready to go. The field will be heading down as Fred, the pace car driver, will make the hard left turn down onto pit road as they head to the hardest working man of all of iRacing, Mr. Barney the Flagman. As they work their way through, Barney the Flagman will have, of course, none other than the Pine Golf green flag in hand as they enter into the restart zone, presented by TLC, the TLC restart zone. And Barney the Flagman will have the Pine Golf green flag in hand. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to bring the thunder here at Darlington, and already a great jump in front of the field will go for Christopher Tate. He'll go side by side as they make the run up through the middle of turn 1 and 2, and he will jump ahead Chase Leahy for the race lead.
Interesting enough, we had a couple of cars come down pit lane, went to the green flag there, as the cars are slowly starting to progress into single file line, but we do have some 2 wide action going on farther back in the field.
Everyone's kind of gathered up, but yeah, that two wide action you mentioned is between Matt Garrett and Matt Cherry. Then McConey and Shepsis are right there next to each other, 12 and the 27. There you see Jurassic right there behind them in action as they work their way through. Your top five separated by a couple of car lanes from each other. Meanwhile, de Blasi in 6 tries to get himself going as they have some great battles further on back the field. A couple of drivers are trying to negotiate some traffic as they come through the middle of turn 3 and 4.
Yep. Coming down to the front straight here, Darlington riding on board with a 78, jumping back up, jumping all around, jumping on board 78 and I'm checking my, see, DJ de Blasi here from Annapolis, Maryland, part of the Mid-Pack Motorsports team. It seems like two wide action, and I say that a couple cars start to pull out in the background. It started to die down, and drivers are going to start getting comfortable for this very long 180 lap run to the end.
Oh, Tyler Truex will be the first one to get a Darlington stripe right there as they work their way out of turn 3 and 4. There you see the 79 machine of Burleson, who is having a little bit of a quiet run inside the top 20 as he works his way up. He's got a little bit of gap between him and the competitors behind him. In fact, right behind him is Greg Veal as they work their way through. And there you see the 52 machine of Brandon Schumann. He's up in the mix trying to get inside the top 10 as he sits 14th as they come across the front straightaway.
That's right, riding on Schumann here to go entering NASCAR turn 1 and turn 2 here at Darlington. You can see there his fastest laps time and his last lap time are pretty close, and they're hitting speeds up over 160 miles per hour here at Darlington in this draft train.
Really good
Just
run
looking up
here.
and down. Oh, go ahead, Taylor.
I was going to say really good run right now for Schumann. He's picked up a couple of spots at the start of the race as we ride on board with him. And a couple of drivers are pointing out to the 33 of Lucas Whitehead as he gets a Darlington stripe right there for Mr. Schumann, but gathers it back up. No worries, keeps on running as they come off of turn 2.
Yep, some good green lap running here at the beginning of this race. Hopefully we will stay green for a while, and I shouldn't have said anything.
There's the Connors Cure yellow flag out for the first time here tonight as a couple of cars got together. It looks like the 12 of Greg McConey and the 27 machine as well.
Yeah, it looks like Greg Sips is going to have be spending some time in the pit lane to get the front end of his Chevrolet reattached before he can come back on the racetrack.
Tough break here for the Pine Golf Racing machine as we'll take a look at the replay. Ooh, Shepsis looks to the inside, makes contact with McConey, and both of them get collected up. And McConey's not severely damaged, but for the 27 of Gregory, he's going to be on pit road for a while.
Yeah, very unfortunate incident to happen really early in the race. But the race isn't over yet. Shepsis is probably going to go a couple laps down, but he's going to have time to make it up in the remaining running of tonight's race. Can we get a view on McConey's car to see how damaged it is currently? Riding on board McConey now. Oh, yep. Ugh. Yeah, that hurt. That hit looked like it would have hurt in real life. It was riding on board McConey as he slows to a stop. He's going to have some front left damage from making contact with Sepsis' car, but for the most part, his Ford looks mostly intact.
A little bit of damage right there to the rear of that Ford Mustang Dark Horse for the Bond Excavation number 12, or Bauman Excavation. So we'll see what he's able to do here as the race goes on, but the Connors Cure yellow flag is out for the first time, 6 laps before we went to caution. Of course, there is stage breaks. One is at lap 50, and then again at lap 105 before we bring the conclusion of 183 laps completed. So hopefully we can kind of get a little bit of a run going on here. We seem to be going, so just take your time, gentlemen. We've got a lot of racing still to go in tonight's action.
There's plenty of the lady for everybody to dance with tonight.
Keeping an eye on the competition here as they are going to be behind Fred, the pace car driver. as we should be getting the one to go next time by for your race leader. But so far, a great start to the number 30 machine of Christopher Tate and the Christopher Tate Racing number 30 Chevrolet. As there you see him out there in front of the field. And then behind him will be the Chase Leahy and the Pine Gulf machine right behind in his Ford Mustang.
Yeah. These front four seem to have not really changed position that much since the beginning of this race, so we'll see what happens as we go back to the green flag here shortly.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on the action there. You see the Grid Vision Racing number 9 of Matthew Montgomery having a good run inside the top 7 at the moment, with Matt Garrett behind him in 8th, Matt Cherry and Jurassic rounding out your top 10 as the field will get themselves going. New colors for the driver of Jordan Jurassic compared to what we saw last week. Kind of a bit of a throwback paint scheme. Some of them throwing it back to some of their favorite drivers in previous history. It's a little bit of a Tony Stewart throwback back when he drove the number 14 Office Depot Chevrolet.
Right, the lights have gone out on the pace car, so we'll be going back to green after this lap.
Yes, indeed, as the field will line up 2 by 2 behind Fred, the pace car driver, as they will work through the middle of turn 1 and 2. As we do only have 33 cars on the lead lap, Gregory Shepsis is the only driver who is multiple laps down after his incident. He's currently 3 laps down for the moment. Our picks currently are as followed. Olazewski is in 14th position. Tyler Truex in 20th. And for Sean Boundy, he's sitting in 11th. So right now, our producer Darby is currently leading tonight's action out of the picks for tonight. So we'll keep an eye on that throughout the night, as Fred the pace car driver will make the hard left turn down onto pit road. Barney the flagman will have the Pine Gulf's green flag in hand as they enter into the TLC Incorporated restart zone. As they head on in, will Christopher Tate get a good jump on the field? He will try. Green flag is out. We're back at it, and Tate gets another great jump. Couple of car lengths ahead of Chase Leahy as they head off into turn 1 and 2. Great run as they go 2 by 2 a little further back. Noah Rainwater will get ahead of Thomas Aaron for the moment in that UNT Chevrolet as they come out of turn number 2. Great run for them as they head down the back straightaway. A couple of cars jockey around and go really wide down towards the bottom of the racetrack. That was a 16 of Joshua Kohner, who gives a lot of positions up after that.
That's right. Riding on board now here with, can't quite see whom that is. I believe the number 58 of Hart. Dropping back in line. Yep, 58. Fair fart. And
Oh, trouble right
K-Hart.
there.
Yep.
K-Hart nearly had a contact with one driver in front of them. That looked like to be not Colgan, but Tristan Bruce, who hit the outside wall coming off turn 2. Turn 2 is definitely a part of the track where you've got to be careful, because that wall kind of extends a little further out when you're trying to race around here. So you got to be careful of how you set your car up off corner exit of turn 2. A lot of issues have happened there as they come off, but so far everyone's clean and green. Colgan looks to the inside of Tristan Bruce and will try to slide up in front and will complete the pass in his number 94 Toyota Camry.
Yeah. Riding on board now as we see the number 52 of... Nope, that can't be...
That'll be Brandon Schumann.
Yeah, I was going to say that would be Brandon Schumann. Just getting up into the wall here is riding on board with number 8 of Wolski as he's making his way through the field. Jockeying for position, coming up behind and passing the number 9 Grid Vision car, which seems to be going a little bit slower than Owensky at this time. Not sure what's going on there. Number 9 car here, driven by Matthew Montgomery. Coming back up to the front, though, with Taylor.
Yep, trouble a little further back for Ryan Zunk. He loops it around off turn 4. He's able to keep it green flag racing, but he will lose a ton of position and drop back to 33rd as the race leaders are coming off of turn number 4. So he's got quite a bit of work to do here in order to stay on the lead lap as they work down across the front straightaway. But for Christopher Tate, he has about a 0.2 of a second lead over Leahy. Keeping an eye on some of the other competitors working their way around the circuit. Matt Cherry is one of those drivers, so it's pretty much about a 6-car breakaway. Then it's Cherry and Whitehead, who are in a second group that is led right now by Whitehead, with Jurassic, Boundy, Olazuski, Walton, and Montgomery right there as they try to keep pace with your race leaders.
Yeah, and further back behind them, you can see sitting in 21st right now is Albright, followed by Clapper, Coden, who's made up a bunch of positions at the start. But unfortunately, we can also see that Sepsis is still going to be 3 laps down, and I believe he may be still in the pits.
For Gregory Sepsis, he is currently on the racetrack right now.
Okay.
He is behind by 3 laps, so he's still in contention possibly, but he's got a lot of work to do. He's currently trying to at least stay on pace with seeing what will happen. He's actually ahead of Ryan Zunk as far as on track placement, but still about 2 laps behind him for position, as Christopher Tate is not too far behind for putting those 2 a lap down as they work their way off turn number 4. But everyone right now needs to just get into a rhythm, get to that first stage at lap 50, find out where those cars need to be adjusted. If there is any adjustment, conserve those tires, because right now those tires, we're already falling off by almost anywhere between 3 to 0.5 of a second on these tires here, as we're not even 20 laps. So green flag run, we're probably about just around 10 laps.
Yeah, Tate's pulled out a little bit of a lead over the 6-car train that was leading, but it looks like everyone from Leahy back to Garrett looks like they want to race a little bit, and they're kind of squabbling between the two. We're seeing, I believe that is Aaron, yes, trying to look to the inside there. Oh, and we got actually have a move for second here. Oh, little touch on the wall there for number 34 machine. And he's just bleeding positions. New second place leader is Rainwater, followed by Aaron, DeBlassi, and Garrett, with Leahy falling the whole way back to 7th position at this point.
The outside wall strikes again out of Darlington stripe for Chase Leahy, as he will almost hit it. He hits it again right there as he comes down the middle of turn 1 and 2. He has got some severe damage, telling over the radio he cannot turn. He's got to give way to position here as he will drop back further and further. A tough break for one of your main contenders for the win, Chase Leahy, as he will have to come down pit road.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate after qualifying so high in the field that had this incident this early in the race. But again, like we said steps this earlier, it's still a very long race and there's still opportunities to make up positions. Tate is absolutely just starting to pull away from this field now, though.
Tate is really putting on a good show right now as they work their way now. 1.1 seconds separates him from Noah Rainwater. So as long as Tate just keeps it clean off the wall, he is going to be looking in great contention here for this run as they work their way back into turn 1. Rainwater's trying to keep pace, but he is not running the same times right now. He's a little bit off the pace compared to Christopher Tate as they work their way through the middle of turn 2, down the back straightaway. Everyone is kind of now separating themselves quite a bit. There is some close battling. Thomas Aaron, of course, the Texas native from the University of North Texas, right there in 3rd position, closing in. He goes to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to find some different grip areas for him to try to see if he can close the gap on Rainwater as they work their way around the circuit, heading back into 1.
Yeah, we also saw on camera there a little bit ago, Garrett making a move for 4th, taking that away from DeBlassi. We can also see Whitehead just working in the background of these two, just staying on the very back of this now 3-car train, as Rainwater and Aaron have both pulled about a second away from these cars, about half a second away from these cars, and it looks like Cherry is around a second and a half behind them as well.
Seems to be the case here as everyone's now just trying to jockey for position, run their race, focus on the competitors on track, as we'll see how this plays out. Greg McConey going down the running order here as he will come off a pit road after trying to repair some of his damage. So tough break right there for Greg McConey, as he had some contact from Schumann, actually. So if we can get a replay of that, we kept it clean and green after that. I'm surprised.
Yeah, McConey also just made another little contact with that outside Darlington wall there again, so maybe his car is not 100% at the moment.
Close racing action here. Tempers flaring as we get a look at the replay here. And there you see Schumann just moves up the track and spins McConey out, but we keep it clean and green. So great effort right here for the drivers as they will continue on racing as there's a battle for ninth between Reed Foley and Matt Cherry for position.
Yeah, really unfortunate contact between those two drivers there. It looked like Schumann just got a little loose, and unfortunately, McConey was there and was there to collect him. So unfortunate for McConey, but at least we stayed with the green flag racing.
Yep, we're going to keep it clean and green for the moment, halfway through stage number 1 as Christopher Tate is just doing what he needs to do best, run his race, and continues to pull away, almost now at a 2-second advantage over New Rainwater as they head off into turn 3 and 4. For the moment, there's Rainwater. He's still in a battle, though, for the second spot with Thomas Aaron. Precious stage points on the line here as we give a big shout-out from Chandler Smith about Tristan Bruce going up from 32nd to 21st. Great run for him right now for the 21 machine, even after his issues.
Yeah, that's right. See,
As we get a confirmation if that is actually NASCAR driver Chandler Smith, possibly. So we'll see if that's the case here as we see a pass for position for Andrew Olazewski getting around to the inside of Reed Foley, but Foley's going to fight back on the outside lane as they come around the outside. Side-by-side drag race. Olazewski will get the position for the moment, but he's still stuck on the inside lane. He'll give a little contact. Foley will continue around the outside and hold position for the moment as they come off of turn 2.
yeah, it's not often you see a switchback on an oval right there, but Olwinski almost made it work out for him. Olwinski's still hanging with Foley here on the inside, seeing if he can get a little bit more momentum coming off of turn 4 here, coming out to the front straight. But it looks like Foley's just kind of a better line out there and is starting to had pulled away a little bit more, but looks like Olwinski has just a little bit more speed in the corners, getting right up next to this wall here, coming on the back straight.
Absolutely. Everyone doing a great job of battling for position, running up against that outside wall. There you see Matthew Montgomery in a battle with the 26 of Greg Veal and Brandon Slow. As those two will go to the inside of Montgomery and pick up 2 spots there for him as they will continue to on racing. A couple of other drivers working their way up to the field. Boundy drops back to P8 behind Matt Garrett. Tristan Bruce and Justin Clapper jockeying for position. There you see Boundy and Garrett as Boundy and the Rebel Racing Machine tries to sneak around the outside to get around the MTV machine of Matt Garrett for position. Great runoff corner exit. Side by side across the line. Will he get it into one? We're going to find out as Boundy sets the pace, completes the pass, move him back up into P7.
Yeah, that was a great move by Boundy to take advantage of that really incredible drive he had coming out of the corner to make that pass stick.
Great pass for position for Sean Boundy as he will continue on his way. Keeping an eye on some of the other competitors here as they work their way through. TJ DeBlasi starting to put a little bit of pressure on Thomas Aaron for the 3rd spot as they head off into turns 1 and 2. Noah Rainwater really dancing around the edge of limits here, trying not to hit the wall off turn 2. As DeBlasi, he'll look around the outside. Thomas Aaron gives way for position. And move DeBlasi up to P number 3. Lucas Whitehead wants to get into the action. Throw in Jordan Durasic as well, the Ruthless Racing number 6. So far, so good.
Yeah, and it looks like Bundy's also right there trying to join this battle for from 3rd on back.
We do have our first retirement of the night. Actually, yep, first retirement of Chase Leahy. He is out of the race after some issues and will not be able to continue. Damian Neeson is on pit road right now fixing some damage as Chase Albright is also on pit road in the 49 machine as well. So 30 cars are on the lead lap Greg McConey trying to stay ahead of the competition, but your race leader, Christopher Tate, is coming in very quickly to put him a lap down.
Yeah, we saw also a change position there with Jurassic making his way past Whitehead for 5th position there, and now he's looking at Aaron riding on board with a race leader here as he passes McConey to put him a lap down. And there he goes. Tate has really started to pull away after our early caution in tonight's race. It's definitely setting the pace for the rest of the field tonight.
Absolutely here, as he is really going to be the one to watch. Can he continue this trend as he will go around some more lap traffic? How about Noah Rainwater? He is recovered up to P3 as TJ DeBlasi has definitely taken care of his tires and is starting to close in on your race leader. He's picked up a little bit of time as he is running the fastest laps out of your top competitors here, except for Jurassic, who ran a 30:18. So we're falling off by about 2 seconds from your drivers for positions here as we're closing at the end of stage 1.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that Rainwater and DeBlasi are trying to catch Tate, or they're just trying to run away from Jurassic, who has made up many positions in their early running here. Just on camera, we've seen him pass Aaron and Whitehead and Monday, and he's continuing his charge forward through this field in 4th place now, looking to pass Rainwater, come down into turn 4 here and onto the backstretch. Oh, that was turn 2, my mistake.
Here comes
Going
Jurassic.
on the inside. Yeah.
Yep, here he comes on the inside of Rainwater. He wants that 3rd position side by side as they come off of turn number 4. Noah Rainwater holds strong on the outside with the big momentum on his side. And he will maintain his position as race officials give a little bit of a warning to Lucas Whitehead for his connectivity.
Yeah. On the list of things that virtual drivers have to worry about that real world drivers don't have to be nearly as concerned with, connectivity issues. Another thing on that list is their pets turning off their systems.
That is true.
Which has happened in a race that I've been in before.
It's happened to me a couple of times. We've had it even in a Great Vision broadcast, as well as our producer Darby has mentioned, of course, poor Karen, his cat, has caused a little chaos once before.
Yep. Looks like Aaron's got some speed issues as we're seeing the battle for 3rd with Jurassic taking 3rd off of Rainwater. Looks like he's going to be able to hold it coming down the front stretch here. Something we also saw was Aaron getting passed by Bundy and Whitehead. There, Aaron moving a little bit slowly, but he seems to have picked up the pace since then.
Let's take a look here at the 28 machine as we watch Ryan Zunk in the 23 machine. Tommy Allen Jr. also, as Ryan Zunk is having a little bit of problems here, as he will give way to slower traffic or faster traffic and hold on to his position. Currently sitting 30th, as a couple of other drivers try to negotiate, as we are now up to 25 cars on the lead lap. Nicholas Tomlinson, the next car to be cut 1 lap down.
Yep, riding on board with Bundy, as he's also going to be passing Rainwater. Seems like Rainwater has kind of used up his tires, and all the cars behind him who have saved their tires a little more are starting to move through the field.
Seems like they've been backing up their corners a little bit and making it where it counts, as we're about 6 laps away from the end of stage 1. There you see Robert Colgan, as a couple of cars are coming down pit road, one of them being Daytona race winner Robert Walton, heading down pit road to get some fresh tires before the end of stage. So, tough, interesting strategy, right, I have to say, for Robert Walton, because honestly, you should probably just stay out as long as possible and then come down and get fresh tires with everyone else.
It could be an interesting strategy where he's trying to get track position for the beginning of the stage, being able to stay out and have warmer tires than everybody else and potentially jump up a couple positions during the early running of the stage. But it's definitely a gamble at this point in the race.
Absolutely here as field will come around. About 4 laps left to go in stage number 1. Christopher Tate, well, he's got about a 6.2 second lead over TJ de Blasi. Then you got to go another 0.6 of a second back to Jordan Durasic. There you see the gap between your race leader and second place driver. Then you see Durasic right there behind him. Sean Bounty sits in 4th, about a second, 1.2 seconds behind the top 3 as they work their way out of turn number 4 here.
Jurassic is coming for de Blasi right now.
He really is. He is closing the gap significantly. And another battle we have to also keep an eye on is that battle for the final spot in for stage points between Garrett and Brandon Slow.
Yep, switching back to this battle right here. Oh, little touch on the wall there for
that was Brandon Slow.
I believe that's Slow, yeah.
Slow's now going to go to the top side of the racetrack here, earn another Darlington stripe. Garrett trying to maintain as they work around the lap car of Bo Condon. As we have another DNF, Robert Walton takes it behind the wall. His night is done here at Darlington as a couple of other drivers try to negotiate as Durasic gets around de Blasi for second place.
Yep. Going around the outside, Jurassic has definitely kept his tires the best condition, it seems like, in this field, besides Tate, who's been running most of this stage compared to the last lap here unopposed. But we are going to go to a replay real quick.
Oh.
Yep, bit of a touch from the number 19 machine of Matt Garrett has sent the 66 of Walton heading into the wall. Little unfortunate there. It looks like Walton's going to still be able to... another touch there, losing a position to the number 22, but looks like Walton's still going to be able to keep it on track to the end of this stage.
Meanwhile, out of turn 3 and 4, another Darlington stripe for this driver here, but no problem for him. He's going to come home with a smooth sailing stage victory here as Christopher Tate will win stage number 1. Jordan Durasic, we got to wait a little bit, about 7.6 seconds, as he will come home second. De Blasi, Sean Boundy, Lucas Whitehead, Reed Foley, Noah Rainwater, Thomas Aaron, Andrew Olazewski, and Brandon Slow will round out your top 10. With that, we're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we will have your pit stops and your return for stage number 2 here for the Thunderclap iRacing Series presented by TLC Incorporated, only on Grid Vision.
Travis Pastrana here, and you are watching the Thunderclap iRacing Series. Grab a good boy and let's go racing.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. If your lawn sprinkler controller is more than 5 years old, give us a shout today. We'll come out and take a look, give you a evaluation, get you set up for a new Wi-Fi enabled smart controller. We can monitor this from our office for you. Give us a shout. We'll come out and take a look. Let's upgrade your controller. It'll save you water. We can save you up to about, we're averaging 47 to 51% with our clients. Feedback we're hearing from us. So give us a shout today. We'll glad to come out and take a peek. Talk to you soon.
Welcome back to Grid Vision's coverage of the Thunderclap iRacing Series presented by, of course, TLC Incorporated. Of course, this caution period is brought to you by Connor's Cure. Join the fight against pediatric cancer with Connor's Cure, the official charity of the 2024 Thunderclap season. Thunderclap has tag team with the members of Mania Club to raise $40,000 by WrestleMania 40, and with your help, they can continue to fund carefully vetted, cutting-edge, life-saving research for children wrestling with pediatric cancer. Head to v.org/Mania Club to support and donate to Connor's Cure and join the fight against pediatric cancer today. Field circling around the racetrack here as we are about to kick off stage number 2, heading to lap 105 here for tonight's racing action at Darlington Raceway. I'm Taylor Burris. Alongside me is, of course, Ben Williams, and then our producer, Mr. Austin Derbyshire, as field now is lights are out on the pace car, and the wave arounds are given the go-ahead to go around and get one or multiple laps back, as we will line the field up as followed for this stage. It is going to be Jordan Jurassic and Christopher Tate on the front row, followed by Sean Bounty, Lucas Whitehead in row 2, Noah Rainwater, Thomas Aaron in row 3 with TJ DeBlasi and Brandon Slow in row 4, Matt Garrett and Robert Colgan in row number 5. As the lights come back on the pace car, officials weren't happy with the lineup here for a moment, so we'll give them a minute to reset and we'll try again.
Yeah. Hopefully we won't be seeing very much more of iRacing's favorite pit car, safety car driver, Fred, this evening. But having a solid lineup at a track like this is for everyone's best interest.
We all know the real name of the pace car driver is Benny. Hashtag bring back Benny is the movement.
My name is Ben, and I support this message.
This is the movement we are starting here on Grid Vision. Bring back Benny. So to show your support, make sure you do hashtag bring back Ben. That's smug. Fred smiling.
Red.
I will say he is the overall lap leader of all time in iRacing.
Statistically speaking, that is probably true.
So we'll see how this all plays out. As Fred will make the hard left turn down towards pit road as they enter into the TLC restart zone with Barney the Flagman, the hardest working man of all of iRacing. He is in multiple places all at once, whether it be rain or shine, as he will have the Pine Golf green flag in hand as we get set to go back racing here at Darlington. So you enter into the TLC restart zone. Green flag is out, and a great jump once again for Christopher Tate. But here comes Jurassic. What will he have to say in stage number 2 with help from Sean Bounty and Lucas Whitehead as they all go off into turn 1?
It looked like Bundy was going to actually have a comment to say about Jurassic making his way to Tate there at the beginning of this race, but everyone has pulled back into line. We got a couple 2 wide action riding aboard here with the number 78 of DeBlasi running upside slow. And speaking of slow, we have a slow car down on the apron. That is the 63 of Justin Clapper, moving a little bit slowly, but it looks like he's picked up speed again, coming down the front straight here. Maybe we'll be able to see in a replay what caused that. We also have a couple more slow-moving cars going to this replay now. Tara, why don't you take us through it?
Yeah, let's take a look here. We'll see what happened to Justin Clapper. It looks like, got a little bit of help after Shepsis hit the outside wall, and then more contact.
Where did where did the 28 come from there?
That was interesting. I have to. That's the 26.
Oh, that's 26. Excuse me.
Greg Veal. Oh, just a little bit of checkup, and of course for the driver of, I'm trying to get the number, Reed Foley, accidentally gave him a little bit of a bump and sent him around.
Yeah, running the back of field here. Bully just looks a little bit to the inside and can't quite get it slowed up in time and just makes contact with the back of his car and send him around and running into Clapper, unfortunately.
So they gave the caution, of course, to the 27 of Shepsis, so that will give him a penalty point right there regarding the situation. So a tough break here.
Yeah, we've been talking about iRacing's favorite pace car driver and flagman, but even though Barney is everyone's favorite flagman and he does work rain or shine, do you think it's possible iRacing to get a umbrella for Barney or like an easy up just to keep him dry during these wet races that we have going on the service now? Because look at him, look at this man. He is violently holding that flag as if everyone's life is dependent upon him.
I mean, we need to get at least a little bit of a shade cover for him. Put a little umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
There we see Barney. Ever focus, ever. We're going a little too close into
Yeah, that's a little. Give Marty his space here, production team. Gosh.
Now, if he just turns at you, we need to run.
iRacing jump scare.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Lights are still on the pace car. Fred has not flipped them off yet, so we're still waiting for a couple of cars to cycle through. Couldn't quite tell which car that was there in the background, but there was definitely a fast-moving car that was blinking. As we're getting these cars lined back up before we go back to green flag racing.
With that, we'll keep a moment here and see how things will play out for our competitors here. Give a quick rundown of where the weather is currently right now. It's gone down a little bit. 81 degrees is the air temperature. 85 is the track temperature. So a couple of degrees cooler for the moment as the clock continues to wind down just a little bit. So we'll see how this progresses with the track temperature as we'll get some more added grip onto the track for these drivers. So we'll see how this plays out.
Drivers have started the double up. We will be going green flag racing once again here at the end of this lap. Tate is and Jurassic leading the field to the green flag here, coming up on to the back straight before we see Fred turn the iRacing Ford pace car down into the pit lane.
I gotta say, what will Jurassic do? Can he keep up with the competitor of Christopher Tate? Will anybody have anything for Christopher Tate? Jurassic had a good run towards the end of stage, but Tate was just all around consistent from start to finish.
Yeah, and that consistency is going to be serving Tate well here throughout the rest of this race. If I was Jurassic in this situation, I would be watching Tate like a hawk, just trying to determine when he's going to jump in this Geico restart zone. And there he goes, and we're green flag racing once again. Tate getting a masterful jump on the field here. We are still riding on board with the number 5 car here of... Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. That's not the 5 car. That's the 35 car, Bundy. Looking behind, it looked like Bundy was going to try to go for another move on Jurassic, but he thought better of it. You see the rest of the field, of Whitehead, Aaron, and Rainwater right behind these drivers.
Drivers are now working their way down into turns 1 and 2 once again as TJ DeBlasi and Brandon Slow battle for position. That's for P7. DeBlasi will take over the position. Brandon Slow drops back to P8 as everyone now tries to jockey, settle themselves in. A little bit of a battle further back between Matt Cherry and Robert Colgan as trouble for one car. He nearly loops around. Can he save it?
Ooh, that was a dangerous re-entry there. It looked like it actually played off pretty well for the driver of the number 63 car there, Justin Clapper, still on a recovery drive after that last caution flag.
How about this replay here? We'll take a look at the incident. As Clapper had a big off here momentarily. As we're on board with Fred, Fred is just patiently waiting for the next bit of chaos. I have to say, there you see the issue aftermath. We'll try that again here momentarily.
All right, let's try this again. Right, on board here with number 5.
Matt Holmes. There's Clapper. And just gets loose off turn 2.
Yeah.
And then right in front of Koner.
Yeah, heads up driving to the drivers around the Clapper as he's coming back on to the racing line to be able to work their way around him and not cause another caution.
Absolutely, right now as the field works their way off in through the middle of turn 2, and Lucas Whitehead moves up to P2 after getting around Jurassic 4 position.
Yeah, but I don't think Whitehead's going to be there long. Jurassic is definitely has been showing that he's been saving his tires throughout these stages so far. We're very much still in the middle of stage 2, but we got a battle for position going on here as we see DeBlasi take, what is that, 5th position away from Aaron. Rainwater's also right behind Aaron now. We'll see if he also makes the move on Aaron. You're going into onto turn 2, I believe. Running a little bit farther back though, we have the number 19 of Garrett attempting to pass Slow on the inside there, but it looks like Slow's got a bit of a better line on the outside, right there with Bruce as well on the number 1 Camaro, who's actually made up so many positions. Yep, as Chandler Smith has just mentioned in the chat, Bruce has gone from 32nd to 11th so far, and he's looking for 10th, maybe even 9th at this point in the race.
He's definitely going to be one to watch here. He's maybe looking at a top 10 run, but here comes Tyler Truex right behind him as they work their way across the front straightaway here. Here comes Bruce around the outside, and he will try, but Garrett holds strong as we ride on board with the 69 of Tyler Truex for position.
Yep, Truex definitely listening to our, bit of a contact. It looks like, trouble there for Garrett as he, and I believe that was, I couldn't see which car that was, got tangled there and has lost many positions. I think that was I'm not sure. Taylor, did you see who it was?
I could not catch. I'm going to take a look right quick myself to see what happened there. But Matt Garrett, as we take a look at the replay, it looked like Brandon Slow. Garrett gets loose, and unfortunately for Slow, he was right there.
Yeah. Slow, unfortunately, was a passenger in that incident. Unfortunate for those 2 drivers there.
But with that, Kristen Bruce now into the 8th position after that chaos.
Yep. Meanwhile, back at the front of the field, Tate is holding steady as they have the entirety of this race so far. We currently have a battle between Jurassic and Bundy for 3rd place here. We also have DeBlasi right behind both of them with, I believe that's Aaron and Rainwater still behind both of them as well. This pack of 6 cars seems to be a pretty consistent feature in tonight's racing.
Seems to be the case here as they work their way around the circuit. Jurassic, he's falling off the pace a little bit, but we'll see what he can do towards the end of the run here. As they work their way through the middle of turn 3 and 4, he's under pressure by Sean Bounty and TJ DeBlasi, who is definitely going to be one to watch in this stage, as he is definitely shot out of the cannon, trying to close the gap on Bounty as he looks to the inside here, and that number 78. As he can't do it, but running the colors of a former Darlington winner, Martin Truex, as well as Regan Smith in that number 78.
Yeah, we saw DeBlasi and Bundy make many early lap passes at the beginning of this race, but we also watched them fall back as the stage went on. So they're definitely going for a hard charger strategy in tonight's racing, but we'll see if that's going to play off for them in the long run. Meanwhile, Jurassic is someone that we saw drive up through the field to make his way into this top 5 and potentially is going to be doing a similar, very patient, very calculated pace throughout the rest of this race tonight.
Keeping an eye on the competition throughout the field here to see who's been some of the biggest movers right now. Of course, Tristan Bruce from 32nd up to 8th position. He's got to hold off, though, a hard charger of Matt Cherry right there behind him in the number 45 RL Productions machine.
Yeah, they also got Tyler Truex, my pick for this evening, right there with both of them in the 69 Chevrolet right there.
Keep an eye on Tyler Truex. He's been a little bit quiet, but now finally has broken his way into the top 10. He's definitely going to be one to watch.
Yeah, we also got the 8 of Andrew Olenowski also in this battle. Olszewski. I will pronounce it correctly at one point in this broadcast, I promise. Yeah, very much a four-way battle for, it looks like we got 8th the whole way down to maybe even 12th here at this point in the race.
Yeah, there's Andrew Olszewski looking to the inside of Tyler Truex. They're trying to break into the top 10 here as they'll go side by side. Matt Cherry and Tristan Bruce. They'll work their way over into turns 1 and 2, and so far Cherry and Truex will get around 4 position as they come off of turn number 2. And Olszewski looking to sneak his way through along with Reed Foley off of turn 2. Oh, so close. 3 wide as they battle for position.
Yep, that Truex and Olszewski, sorry, definitely were able to make great use of that pass of Cherry slowing Bruce down just enough so they could get past them as well.
Watching on here as we pick up Lucas Whitehead in 2nd place. He's maintained position. He hasn't lost a whole lot of time, but he is kind of at a plateau right now. It's right under a second between him and your race leader, Christopher Tate. So we'll see how this plays out, closing in on lap number 80. So about 25 laps left to go here in stage number 2.
Yeah, Whitehead, at this point, I believe Whitehead is the closest of any of the other cars that have run in 2nd place so far at this point in the stage. We saw Tate pull out a pretty sizable lead during the first stage this evening, so it looks like Whitehead's trying to keep a little bit closer to him and keep him honest throughout stage 2 here.
Seems to be the case here as they are just trying to find that rhythm, and as they work off a corner exit, Whitehead, though, was about 4/10 off the pace of your race leader, though, so that's going to be a big issue right there.
Yep. Jumping back to this battle for 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. We're riding on board with Foley right now as he's looking to the inside of this number 8 Camry. Couldn't quite get it done there, but it doesn't look like Foley is going to let up to the back straight here. Looks like there's a run for position by Olszewski on Truex. Couldn't quite get it done there, coming up to the front straight as they're coming down through turn 1 and 2. Now Olszewski's just pulling up to the back of Truex, but look at that drive that Truex has coming off of turn 2 there. Very much in the draft of Cherry, but Olszewski's trying to fight back on the inside, see if he can get inside the 69 Chevrolet here of Truex Racing.
Olszewski really having to try to keep pace here as he looks to the inside of Tyler Truex. Matt Cherry doing a great job as well as those drivers running 8th, 9th, and 10th. As they work off a turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Will Truex give way? Nope, he's going to hold position against Olszewski. As he'll look to the inside, Tyler and Matt Cherry gets a Darlington stripe right there.
Yep. A little bit further back in the field, running on board with the 94 of Robert Colin here. We're seeing a battle between him and hard charger Bruce here. coming down the back straight. We also see that, I believe that's the number 19 machine behind them of Matt Garrett. Yes, it is. Behind him we have Coden too. This is for, I believe this is 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th? 12th? Okay.
Here's Robert Colgan trying to get around Tristan Bruce for position. That's the 12th spot. Colgan looks to the inside, side by side for position. Will Colgan clear him off turn number 4? Yes, he will, as Tristan Bruce gets another Darlington stripe as Tyler Truex. Hold on, Tyler. He'll lose it almost off of turn number 2. Spins in front of Olazewski. Gathers it back up. Not quite. Will we get the caution? No caution just yet. He's off the racing line and loses a ton of position, dropping outside the top 20.
It's a good job by Truex there being able to get the car slowed down and not have a larger accident there. Only just a kiss on the wall as we go to the replay here. Truex on... no, we are not on board Truex right now. There we go. Okay. Looks like Truex got just a little bit of a bump from Olazewski that sent him into that original slide. We're going to jump back to the replay here. Oh no, Truex had to check up from the car in front of him. I couldn't quite make out which that was, but Truex still doing, as we see, doing a great job saving the car and keeping it off of that wall from more terminal damage.
He was trying to avoid contact with Matt Cherry, so a tough break for him. As look at the the car control he was able to hold on to.
Yep. Going back to live here, I think we might have missed a couple of things because we have Whiteheaded back in 5th now with Jurassic now in 2nd.
Jurassic is now in 2nd place. He's trying to get around Chase Albright for putting him a lap down. But this is going to get a little crazy. Sean Bounty and DeBlasi are having a little bit of a battle too. Sean Bounty right there in the 3rd position holding off DeBlasi as we're about 15 laps away from the end of stage 2.
Yeah, we're seeing more of this battle from 3rd on back going down through this race. This has been where the most action has been in tonight's race. We do have a couple of lap down cars mixed in there for good measure currently, but it's definitely 3rd on back to 6th has been the place to watch as we see DeBlasi get another Darlington stripe.
I've lost count of how many Darlington stripes have been utilized in this event as they work their way through.
We should have had a counter at this point.
I think so, but it's okay. As Chandler Smith is rooting on for Brandon Schumann to get back in the fight. As we take a look at the replay of what possibly could have happened for Lucas Whitehead. Oh.
That's a DC. That is unfortunate.
That's a tough break right there.
Again, the entry of things that virtual drivers have to worry about, the real world drivers do not have to worry about.
So.
Disconnection issues all over the place.
With that, will move Jurassic up to 2nd. He is 0.7 of a second now behind your race leader, Christopher Tate. There you see on screen as he is trying to close back in here before the end of stage 2. And he is going in the right direction. He ran a little bit faster than Christopher Tate last time by. Let's see what the time is as they come across out of turn number 4 across the line. And Christopher Tate, a little bit slower than Jordan Jurassic, who's closing in bit by bit. 0.6 of a second separates your top 2.
Yep, this is what I was talking about earlier. Jurassic seems to be more willing to hold back in the beginning stages of the stage, and then right towards the end, starts surging forward. He's definitely gained a lot of time on Tate from where he was just 6 laps ago.
Absolutely, and putting on a stellar drive here in stage number 2 as a couple of other drivers work their way through. Greg Veal. He have an issue? Nope, he's still racing out there. I thought he had an issue off the track, but he's still racing at the moment. As we pick up Matt Cherry and Tristan Bruce battling for that final spot in the playoff points as the stage points, as he's currently running in the top 10. Tristan Bruce trying to get into 10th.
Yeah, Bruce is definitely the crowd favorite out here, being shouted out for all the passes that he has made and the positions that he's gained throughout tonight's racing. Definitely Bruce is right on the back of Cherry coming down into turn 3 here.
Absolutely, as the field works.
Or that's turn 2, excuse me.
Yeah, we're on turn 2 heading into turn 3 right now as they work their way through. But how about the sun right in the driver's eye as another Darlington stripe right there for Tristan Bruce.
All I'm saying is I'm glad we do not have a Darlington stripe drinking game going here at this point.
We should call our friend Lewis.
Oh yeah.
So, but back on the action here as we watch the action between the drivers. Can Jurassic close the gap? Oh, how about this gaggle of lap traffic for Christopher Tate? This is going to be exciting.
This is going to be entertaining, dear viewers. So let's see what happens here. Tate's being a little bit hesitant, but it looks like Jurassic is just going to just stay attached to him. Tate looking to get past his lap traffic, goes into the inside of the number 28 car here.
And Jurassic
both get past pretty easily. Still have many cars up ahead. Next car there is the number 16 of Josh Kioner. Oh, still have more cars to go. Got the number 27 of Craig Stepsis, the number 46 of Todd Lee.
This is absolutely...
Why he's getting out of the way there of the drivers as they're coming up.
Yeah, this is going to be critical to see how this will play out here between your top two as they come out of turn number 4. Coming up to 5 laps left to go here in stage number 2. Block track right now for Christopher Tate as he's got Clapper and the 58 machine of Cahart in front of him. He looks to the inside of Cahart, but here comes Jurassic with a big head of steam around the outside. Tate shuts the door on him as he's trying to find his way around in turn 3 as a couple of cars. He'll get turned in front around as goes Cahart. Will we have a caution? No, but that will give the position for the race lead to Jordan Jurassic as Christopher Tate drops back to second.
Yeah, lap traffic is always an interesting factor to throw into race for race lead battles. Jurassic just moving past Clapper just as lovely as you please. Coming down to the last couple of laps of this stage. Doesn't look like Tate lost that much time though. He's certainly Bundy's clutches. If we're going to replay, we see Tate throwing that block. A little bit slower there. And yep, just a concertina effect from Clapper being a little bit slower off of that corner exit. Just does not go Tate's way, and definitely does not go the way of Cahart in that number 58 machine.
Yeah, absolutely here with a couple of laps left to go here in stage number 2 as they work their way across the start-finish line. So far for Jordan Jurassic, he is in comfortable position to steal a stage win away from Christopher Tate. But Sean Bounty looking to also pick up a couple of stage points as well, extra from this as they work their way across the back straightaway, heading off into turn 3 and 4. They're hunting down Jurassic, but I think it might be too little too late.
That's right, and I'm not convinced that Bundy's going to be satisfied staying behind Tate for second position stage points, but Jurassic might just be just enough ahead of these drivers to be able to hold on and get that stage win
As they head off down into the back straightaway, they're coming to get the green and white checkered as Jordan Jurassic looks to clinch stage win number 2. Here at stage 2, as he comes across the line, Jordan Jurassic will win the stage. Christopher Tate second, Sean Bounty third, Thomas Aaron fourth, TJ DeBlasi, Noah Rainwater, Lucas Whitehead, Reed Foley, Robert Colgan, and Andrew Olazewski looking to be your top 10 in stage as we're waiting from the stage official. Looks like they're going to go one more lap. As they come out of turn number 4, here comes Jordan Jurassic now to win stage number 2 as it's a drag race for second. Tate will beat Bounty out for that second spot as the caution comes out, presented by Connors Cure. With that, we're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we'll bring you more action here for the Thunderclap iRacing Series presented by TLC Incorporated live on Grid Vision.
Travis Pastrana here, and you are watching the Thunderclap iRacing Series. Grab a good boy and let's go racing.
In a distant kingdom, in a magical realm, there lived people who faced dreadful drainage problems on their lawns. For many years, they suffered from puddles and mud in their yards. Until one day, the saviors from TLC Company appeared with their magical shovels and lifted the wet curse from the kingdom's residents. Forget about puddles and mud. With us, your yard will become a genuine fairy tale nook. Call us right now, and let's transform your drainage concerns into a magical adventure. TLC, where every home becomes a fairy tale.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. You got a outdoor lighting, landscape lighting system. Maybe we installed it. Maybe it was there you inherited in your house and you want to upgrade it. Now's the time to give us a shout. We'll come out and take a look, evaluate what you do have, tell you what you could have. Give us a shout today for all your outdoor lighting needs. We'll talk to you soon. Hey, Bob Carr with TLC. Spring's upon us. If you got a wet yard, it's not going to get any better. Now it's time to give us a call. Let us come out and take a look at your drainage problem in your property. We can get you a solution. The dogs, the kids be tracking in mud. Mom will be mad. So give us a call. Give us a shout today. We'll talk to you soon.
TLC is the best in lawn sprinklers, outdoor lighting, holiday lighting, yard drainage, and more. Let us take care of your project. Get your free, no obligation estimate from TLC today.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. Hope you guys are enjoying this race. Let's take it down to the booth and get updated on what's going on.
Thank you, Bob, for that amazing update with TLC Incorporated. Of course, tonight's broadcast is also brought to you by RL Production. RL Production is a video marketing agency specialized in digital advertising and event solutions. RL Productions offers custom brand strategies tailored to your organization's unique goals with in-house level attention to detail for digital and broadcasting advertising. Their production professionals offer start-to-finish event services for your conference, convention, or event from staging and lighting to live show productions and complete presentations. Visit rlproductioncrew.com to turn your company's goal into real-life productions. As we are finishing up stage number 2, Jordan Jurassic will be your winner of that event, as it's now Thomas Aaron in second, Sean Bounty third, TJ DeBlasi fourth, Reed Foley fifth. Then it is going to be Robert Colgan, Andrew Olazewski, Tristan Bruce, Lucas Whitehead, and Greg Veal rounding out your top 10, as Christopher Tate had not the greatest pit stop, sitting in 13th right now.
Oh, wow. I wondered what occurred that he lost so much time on the pit lane.
Could be possibly fixing that damage from that incident that he had with lap traffic.
True. Yeah. Yeah, given that Tate has not had a pace issue this evening, if he's got that car all patched up, he should be in the top 5, probably before lap 111, let's be honest. Or whatever, 2 laps from when we go green.
Seems to be the case here as they watch the action. And we will be back at it here at green flag conditions as they're lined up double file. We're going to the end here. 183, so about 73 laps to go left in tonight's racing action.
That's right. Cars starting to double up here. We see everyone's favorite pace car driver, Fred, about to dive back down the pit lane and let these guys get started on the final stage.
Benny's our favorite pace car driver.
That's of course.
Hashtag bring back Ben. Field is now working their way through, but this is going to be the question. Christopher Tate, yes, he has been your main dominant competitor, but how will he do in traffic? Seems like he struggled a little bit, but as they enter into the TLC restart zone, Barney the Flagman will have the Pine Gulf green flag in hand. We're back at it for the final stage of tonight's action here at Darlington, and Christopher Tate already getting held up a little bit by Matt Holmes. He'll go around the outside to try to see if he can get into the top 10 momentarily, as your race leader, Jordan Jurassic, already checking out on the field as they come out of turn 2.
Yeah, Jurassic had a great jump on the field. Ozulski just about losing it, losing a couple of positions farther back in the field. Oh, and he gets contact with the number 12, I believe that was, and earns himself another dotting stripe. Oh, almost came back down in front of the number 46 there, but I think Ozulski has got the car back under control, running back up front to Aaron and Bundy, battling for Boundy. Yeah, Boundy battling for second and third here. Jurassic starting with a pretty steady lead. I was beginning to wonder if he was going to... Oh, bit of a contact there. See the number 35 machine getting a little squirrely coming off of a turn and losing a couple of positions there. Both him and Aaron losing positions to Blasi coming down to the back straight here.
And with that, Jordan Jurassic is trying to hold off a hard-charging TJ DeBlasi and Thomas Aaron, as a couple of drivers are struggling right now, but Christopher Tate is definitely one of them. He sits 12. He hasn't really picked up any spots at the start of the race, so we'll see what he can do as the race continues on. But this is going to be a big question mark now for your former race leader and pole sitter, as he's under pressure from Tyler Truex as they come off of turn number 2. Single file throughout the field as they work their way down the back straightaway off into 3.
Yeah, Truex still very much on a recovery drive after that spin he had during the middle of the last stage. Getting pretty close here between Truex and Tate, as Truex is on the back of the number 5 machine as they're coming down to turn 2, riding on board with Truex now.
We're right on board. Oh, go ahead.
Yep, go ahead.
I was watching on as Matt Holmes now, a bit of contact right there with Lucas Whitehead, as Matt Holmes is starting to show some space here as he's running into the top 10. That opens the door for Christopher Tate as he'll look to the inside of Whitehead for position and move him up into P11. Great drive right now as he's trying to work his way up to the front of the field. Got plenty of time. As we watch the 26 of Greg Veal, he's wanting to work his way up to the field. He sits in 8th, trying to get around Tristan Bruce.
Looked like DeBlasi was getting to take a look at Jurassic pretty early in this stage. We're running on board back up here with Bundy, right behind Aaron and DeBlasi. Bundy's definitely looking for a way to get past Aaron now, but has Foley and Cohen right behind him, as well as Bruce and Beal and Matt Montgomery.
As DeBlasi has a great run off of turn number 4. He's going to really try to close that gap on Jurassic, as Aaron and Boundy are right there in hot pursuit. A little bit closer of racing than what we saw in the last 2 stages, so this is going to be exciting for the final stage. But how well can they manage their tires, as Reed Foley right there in the top 5 trying to close in?
Ooh, heavy contact a little bit farther back.
That's Greg Veal right there who has issues. He's going to drop outside the top 15 after that contact.
Yeah, looked like Bruce was involved, but hasn't really lost that much speed, so look he's overly affected. Jumping around a little bit, riding on board with the number 12 of McConey now. McConey sitting right behind our pole sitter and the leader of the most laps tonight's race, Tate. Tate looking on the back of the 70, or I'm sorry, it's a 30, wait. He has a 33 Whitehead, yeah. The font threw me off for a second there. Whitehead's still having some connectivity issues by the looks of it, but at least he's still connected.
As they work their way around the circuit, Jurassic is now in the clutches of TJ DeBlasi and Sean Bounty. Sean Bounty really putting an effort here in this position as he looks to the inside of DeBlasi. He'll send it in deep, try to wash up right in front, move him up to P2. Beautiful pass by Sean Bounty.
Yeah, and while we were looking back in the field, it looked like Foley got past, made a move and pass on Aaron. So now Foley is sitting in 4th place, but it looks like Aaron's definitely going to be looking to get his way back past Foley. Taking a look into turn 4, but thinking better of it. Might try something down into turn 1, but right now we're looking back up the front because we've got a battle for the lead going.
Good battle for the race lead as Sean Bounty's trying to close into the race leader of Jordan Jurassic to take over the top spot as they come through. As they come through the middle of turn 3, and for DeBlasi, looks to the inside. Foley tries to go around the outside to get the 3rd spot away from DeBlasi. Not going to work this time as they come off of turn number 4. Reed Foley moves up to P3.
Yep, DeBlasi offline has to check up up into 4th place. It looks like Bounty had a Jurassic for a couple of seconds there, but Jurassic was able to drive back past him and obtain the lead of this race. Also, while we were looking at all of this, Tate has moved his way back up into 9th now, with Truex directly in front of him, and both of those drivers behind Bruce.
As we are under caution, once again for the first time in stage number 3, 4th time of the night. Let's take a look and see what happened. Ooh, the 27 of Shepsis. As he is done for the night.
Yeah, hard contact there, but I think that's probably going to be Shepsis done yet. You see he toes instantly, is now sitting in the pits. Really hard hit there to that number 27 Pine Golf Mustang.
Connor's Cure caution flag is out. Everybody coming down pit road here to get service required on their cars. 60 laps left to go in the race. I think this might be the chance for us to step aside and take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have more racing action here at Darlington.
Travis Pastrana here, and you are watching the Thunderclap iRacing Series. Grab a good boy and let's go racing.
In a distant kingdom, in a magical realm, there lived people who faced dreadful drainage problems on their lawns. For many years, they suffered from puddles and mud in their yards. Until one day, the saviors from TLC Company appeared with their magical shovels and lifted the wet curse from the kingdom's residents. Forget about puddles and mud. With us, your yard will become a genuine fairy tale nook. Call us right now, and let's transform your drainage concerns into a magical adventure. TLC, where every home becomes a fairy tale.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. You got a outdoor lighting, landscape lighting system. Maybe we installed it. Maybe it was there you inherited in your house and you want to upgrade it. Now's the time to give us a shout. We'll come out and take a look, evaluate what you do have, tell you what you could have. Give us a shout today for all your outdoor lighting needs. We'll talk to you soon. Hey, Bob Carr with TLC. Spring's upon us. If you got a wet yard, it's not going to get any better. Now it's time to give us a call. Let us come out and take a look at your drainage problem in your property. We can get you a solution. The dogs, the kids be tracking in mud. Mom will be mad. So give us a call. Give us a shout today. Talk to you soon.
TLC is the best in lawn sprinklers, outdoor lighting, holiday lighting, yard drainage, and more. Let us take care of your project. Get your free, no obligation estimate from TLC today.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. Hope you guys are enjoying this race. Let's take it down to the booth and get updated on what's going on.
Thank you very much, Bob, as we're back at it here. 126 laps out of 183 on the board completed, as we should be going back green flag racing momentarily for the Thunderclap iRacing Series live from the virtual Darlington Raceway. I'm Taylor Burrs. Along with me is Ben Williams and our producer, Austin Derbyshire. As lights are off on the pace car, it's going to be Jurassic, Bounty, DeBlasi, Foley, Aaron, Colgan, Tate, Bruce, Montgomery, and Whitehead, your top 10.
Those wondering where Truex is, looks like Truex is back down in 16th, having a bit of an issue on that pit stop.
And with that, we'll see how this plays out here. Everyone's got a fresh set of Goodyear tires, and for the most part, everyone's not utilized all 6 of their tires just yet, so that's a positive. So we'll see how this plays out and see who still has enough tires to make it to the end.
That's right. Who are we thinking is going to be able to come home with this race win tonight?
Keeping an eye on the competitors here and watching to see how this plays out as they enter into the TLC Incorporated restart zone with the Pine Gulf green flag in hand. And it's out, and we're back at it once again. And a great jump by Jurassic. Bounty tries to stay in touch. Reed Foley, though, moving up to P2 already as DeBlasi drops back to P4. Colgan and Aaron right there in hot pursuit as they come through the middle of turns 1 and 2. Great battling for position as they now try to sort themselves out and set themselves up for the run.
Yeah, it looked like Bounty didn't get as good of a run as Jurassic and Foley did, so he cycles back to 3rd place. Running on board here now with Whitehead, Montgomery, and number 5 of Matt Holmes. The battle for 9th, 10th, and 11th. You can see Tate down there in the back, in the foreground, going wide, making his way to get a move on Aaron for 5th place here. Couldn't quite make it work that time. He'll have to try again. Looks like DeBlasi, though, is slow coming off of the back straight, heading into, I believe, yes. No, that's turn 2. My apologies. DeBlasi going a little bit lower. Tate going to make his way past him. DeBlasi diving into pits. Wonder what's going on there. Could be an early pit. Running back on board with Jurassic, holding steady with Foley behind him. The Bundy, Aaron, and Tate are also still battling for position. Looks like Bounty is trying to make his way past Foley now. Had a bit of a look, couldn't quite make it stick, so he's just lights in there. I believe Foley just got another Darlington strife there. Bounding all over the back of Foley. Aaron's also not that far off, coming down to turn 2 and the back straight. You see DeBlasi coming back out to race line. This has very much become a battle for the lead now, as Jurassic is not pulling away from these, and they're sticking with him. Coming down to turn 3 now. Foley had a bit of a look, didn't quite want to commit to it. stacked up a little bit. Coming down the back straight here. Still very much in a single motion. Probably waiting to not make the move too early.
Great racing action, though, as everyone now, as here comes Reed Foley. He looks to the inside, trying to show the nose on Jurassic. So far, not close enough to make anything work for your race leader, as Sean Bounty gets a good run through the middle of turns 1 and 2. As Mr. Tristan Bruce is holding strong in the 8th spot, for those of you who are watching there in the chat. As Thomas Aaron in the University of North Texas doing a great job inside the top 5. As Christopher Tate back in action as he's now moved up to 5th position. But here comes Foley to the inside of Jurassic. He'll go side by side for the race lead. Move Foley up to your race lead.
Yep, and Bounty's going to follow his way through. Jurassic back to 3rd place now. Aaron doesn't quite get past him, but or at least Greedier is back down. Oh, here comes Tate. Tate going on the inside of Aaron and on the inside of Jurassic up into 3rd place. Tate is on a roll. Bounty slams the door in his face though and halts his advancement. Bounty on the inside of Foley now, trying to go for the race win. Foley gets a better, wow, Foley got a huge run off that corner. Turn 2 going down the back straight. A lot of excitement here in the top 5 here.
Absolutely, a lot of great racing action. Let's take a look at the replay to see what happened here. As Foley gets to the inside, gets a great run off turn 4. He'll go there to the inside of Jurassic. That'll push Jurassic up the racetrack a little bit, opening the door Bounty to take over that 2nd spot. You see it right there. As Jurassic gives way, moving Bounty up to 2nd. As they continue on, and we'll go back live. But Reed Foley now 0.4 of a second ahead of Sean Bounty for the moment, as Christopher Tate right there in 3rd in the pursuit of a chance to take back what is his, which is possibly the race lead here once again.
Yeah, Jurassic definitely not having the best run through the series of passes, but he's still in 4th, still very much in touch with 2nd and 3rd of Bounty and Tate. Jurassic probably just going to be abiding his time, saving his tires, making sure he's not burning them off too quickly. He still has Aaron, Colin, and Whitehead and Bruce behind him, though, so he can't be too relaxed.
Keeping an eye here as trouble for Lucas Whitehead. Race officials are giving him the meatball flag here, unfortunately. So he will have to drop off the track and continue on and pull down pit road to fix that, as Robert Colgan is trying to find an opening to get around Lucas Whitehead.
Yeah.
Oh,
Whitehead's
Colgan! Oh, that's a tough break right there. He was so close of losing it, as he will lose a position for Tristan Bruce, as Bruce will go to the inside, gives position back to Colgan. As Lucas Whitehead has been black flagged, he needs to bring it down pit road.
Unfortunate for Whitehead. Whitehead's been in this top. Well, you saw that. I don't need to commentate on that, but Whitehead has been running pretty strong in this top 10 for most of tonight's racing, but unfortunately, that's where his run tonight ends.
With that, we're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we'll bring you more action here. It's Reed Foley leading here at Darlington for the iRacing Thunderclap Series presented by TLC Incorporated.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to Grid Vision's coverage of the Thunderclap iRacing series presented by TLC Incorporated. As we watch on, Reed Foley is working his way around the circuit as your race leader. Under 40 laps left to go, or about 17 minutes, depending on how you look at it. So really good run so far as for Reed Foley. But Christopher Tate, he's back in the hunt. He's already working his way through. And we will see how this all plays out here at the closing stages.
Yeah, while we were in commercial, those who were watching the side-by-side were able to see Tate go on the inside of Bounty.
Need to put a
eventually
nickel
say
every,
it correct.
Need to put a nickel in the jar every time Ben says Bounty.
If we put a nickel in the jar for every time I said a name incorrectly, we could probably fund another season of racing.
But here comes Christopher Tate with a big run off of turn number 4. He is closing in on Reed Foley with a big run, and he is definitely going to be working his way through and he hunt for the race lead once again.
Yeah, Tate wants this back. That is very apparent by watching the way they've been working through this field.
Great run off turn number 2, and now he looks to the inside, and he will go side by side for the race lead. Out of turn number 4, and Christopher Tate had a good look, but could have decided better. Decided to stay tucked up behind Foley for the moment in that Vineyards Vine, number 15, and has a great run, but it seems like right here, Tate has a good run entrance to middle, or actually Foley has a good run entrance to middle, while Tate gets to run middle off. And he'll look to the inside, show the nose, they'll go side by side. Will Tate clear? Not quite. As Foley gets loose, hold on there, Reed, gathers it back up, hits the wall. This could open the door for Christopher Tate to retake the race lead here at Darlington as they send it into turn 1.
Yeah. Riding on board with Foley the last couple laps, we see that Foley's car is not happy coming out of the exit of turn 4. Tate's probably going to be paying attention to that and will be planning his movement around Foley based on that. Foley getting another Darlington stripe there.
Foley always getting a Darlington stripe here the past couple of times. But he will gather it back up and still maintain the race lead for the moment. As we're at 30 laps left to go in the race, here comes Jordan Durasic as he gets around Thomas Aaron for 4th. Sean Bounty sits comfortably in the 3rd spot.
even though Bounty's not challenging for the lead, he's still not that far off, and so is Jurassic and Aaron here. But we're going to jump the whole way back to the number 19 car of Matt Garrett now. Can't quite see from here where Garrett's running on track, but we're going to go to a replay and see what happened. Garrett making his way out of the pits here on the apron. I believe he's making it out of the pits here. Yep. Yeah, that seems like a fine entrance. I thought he was going to get a very large Johnny stripe there for a second, but he's able to keep it off the wall.
Currently sits in 23rd position, 2 laps down for one of your front runners at the moment, but a lot of work for him to do. Not a lot of time left for him as Reed Foley still holds on to the race lead by about 0.4 of a second over Christopher Tate.
Tate is just now biding their time. Foley, again, maybe being influenced by the whale on the side of his car, keeps hanging his tail out in some of the corner exits on this racetrack. They're definitely following the keys to the race and staying up top here in this late stages of the race.
Listen to the tire slide right there as they work their way through the middle of the corner. They are squealing as they come off corner exit.
Yep. Tate with another Darlington stripe there. Looks like Tate has actually lost a little bit of ground to Foley this last couple laps.
Last time by, he ran a little bit faster than Foley, but not by much, but just enough. But it's going to be a question of how well he will be able to maintain and close the gap before this is over.
Yeah. Definitely a little bit of a runaway with these top 5 at the moment, but looks like Holmes and Cohen and Bruce are still hanging a little bit back there. It's a little bit farther back. Bruce actually running pretty much all alone at the moment. A bit of a pocket of air to Cohen, but just a little bit less to slow behind him. But a bit of a battle going on here. Bit of a touch there. That's the 40 of... I actually do not have 40 on my list.
Tomlinson and Brandon Schumann are having a heck of a fight right now for position. This is about the 12th, 13th position for the moment. Good run right here as this gaggle of cars, Schumann holding off of multiple drivers such as Tomlinson, Todd Lead, and Tyler Truex, who is not having the best run after his incident. He sits 17th. There you see the 45 of Matt Cherry, who is 20 laps down after his incident in 29th. Brandon Slow working his way up to the field as well.
Yep. Jumping back up to 5th place here with Aaron trying to make his way past Jurassic. The last 24 laps of tonight's race. They're definitely working their way just a little bit closer to to Bounty. I'll get it right eventually. Your listener. But still not able to make their way past. Bounty's definitely slow the last couple laps. We're watching the 46th of Lead jobbing down into the pits.
Give yourself a gold star, Ben. You were able to say Bounty right last time.
Thank you.
But Reed
I'll
Foley,
take that gold star.
There you go. Take it. Enjoy it. Because I might take it away from you again if you mess up. But here comes Bounty and Jurassic as they come off of turn number 4. Jurassic gets a great run, is trying to close the gap. 20 laps to go next time by as Foley, surprisingly, still holding on. He's been a heck of a racer all season long for the first few rounds already. But interesting to see. He's been somewhat quiet as he gets loose off turn 2. This could open the door for Christopher Tate.
Yep, Tate has been hounding Foley the last couple of laps. They were coming up to the last 21 laps into tonight's race. Tate could still be wanting to hold on to their tires for the run to the white flag. Excuse me. So we'll see what happens here. You can see Jurassic trying to make his way to third place now. Taking a look onto the inside of Bounty as they're coming up to, I believe this is turn number 2. Nope, that was turn number 4.
And with that, the caution does come out once again. We'll see what happened. As it might have been Greg Veal in the 26.
As we're looking for that replay right now. Definitely going to be an interesting run to the checkered flag at this point. Do we expect drivers to come down the pit road and get some fresh tires for this last run to the checkered flag?
What was your keys to the race? I have to say that second one.
Tires.
Yeah, there's your answer. As we'll take a look at the replay. I could not get a replay of what happened. I think Greg already disconnected just before we could get the full replay. Do we see Dale or Steve in that group of people?
I don't think I do.
Nope.
But hey, Darlington's open Monday to Saturday 9 to 5 and Sunday 1 to 5.
Good to know.
Yeah.
This might be it. Oh. Todd Lee, Greg McConey. Oh, and McConey right back in front of Matt Cherry.
Carey almost got out of that, but evidently, as we saw, I think that was a rear bumper sliding on the track, still got clipped by McConey, and it's got some damage from that. On board with Cherry now, you can see Coney sliding up in the foreground. Here he comes up, and did not quite get past. Really unfortunate for Cherry. So we have an interesting situation, and I'm not sure what happened there, but Tate is showing as the current leader with Jurassic in second, Foley dropping back to third in front of Bounty and Aaron. It must have been while we were looking for the replay that everyone has gone through the pits. So Tate back to the pointy end of the field, Jurassic in second. I'm not sure which one of these 3 drivers is going to be going for the win here. Riding on board with Tate. Tate only taking 2 tires. Interesting strategy.
That's going to be interesting. How well did he take care of his tires during this race is the question.
Yes, definitely going to be an interesting run to the checkered flag here. Not sticking the inside tires too, which does make sense as the left sides would be the most punished tires for this race. So we'll see if this strategy is going to pay off for Tate in the long run. He did take all 4? Maybe it was just the replay then. Yeah, because you see our pit timer there, he was actually a little bit had a little bit slower of a time than Jurassic. Interesting. Well, the lights are out on the pace car. Fred bringing our drivers back around. He'll be diving down into the pit entrance here in a few moments. There he goes. Tate has control of the field as we go to the Geico restart zone. Tate
TLC
has been,
Incorporated.
yes, excuse me. Tate has had really good jumps this entire evening, and looks like he's not. Oh, he's gonna get Jurassic sleeping as he and Foley make their way past as we're green flag racing once again.
Great start right there by Christopher Tate with the Pine Gulf green flag in hand as we are back at it. Just under 20 laps to go as a big issue right there for Christopher Tate. Reed Foley now will have to take over the race lead as they'll go side by side. Big issue behind.
Yeah, several cars involved. You can see all who was involved. It looks like Tate was entering the corner a little bit slower than Foley, but Foley actually clipped him and sent Tate sliding down the racetrack. But it looks like Tate was able to keep it under control.
Oh,
Several cars involved in this incident.
Hard hit for Todd Lee and several other drivers. And the plot thickens right here with a 58 right there. I wouldn't say he pinched him down too much right there. Over the radio, Todd was saying that he was getting pinched, but Cahart was holding his line as best he could.
Yeah, well, there was also an incident back here with the number 52 Showman and the number 8 of Ozuski. I think it was Ozuski didn't see that the checkup was happening and actually ran into the back of Schumann's 52 machine. It's also a factor in this caution. Yeah, running on board with this now. You can see. Well, yeah. Ozuski was able to get out pretty much unscathed, but Brandon Schumann definitely went for a ride.
So we're under caution once again, just closing in on 10 laps left to go in the race. Currently about 12 laps to go. As the sheriff, Mr. Justin White, definitely going to have a lot of work to do. Of course, for those of you who are wondering, Justin White is the race control of tonight's race action, and he's been hard at work here. He had a pretty easy going for the first 180 or 170 laps, I would have to say. But with us getting closer and closer to the end, the intensity ramps up. But we should be going back racing with just about 10, if not a little under 10 laps to go.
Most of the cars involved in that incident are still cycling through the pit lane. Schumann's in the pit lane right now. Lee's in the pit lane right now. Todd Lee's in the pit lane right now. Veal's in the pit lane right now. Cherry's in the pit lane right now. Whitehead's in the pit lane right now, even though Whitehead is no longer on the racetrack. So definitely going to be a fun 10-lap run to the end here, especially with these top 5 putting on a great show all evening.
So we'll see how this all plays out here amongst the field of competitors, as we should be getting the one to go here. Nope, next time. Yep, we get the one to go. So
yep.
It's going to be an official 9-lap shootout to make it to the end.
Still not sure which one of these drivers in the top 5 I would expect to win this race.
Who's going to be able to survive here and be able to take home and punch their way into the playoffs later on this season. Of course, the next round for the Thunderclap iRacing Series, presented by TLC Incorporated, will be next week, as I take a look at the schedule, as we go racing at road course style, a Circuit of the Americas with the NASCAR trucks. So if you think this was exciting, tune in next Wednesday night as we see the trucks battle it out at Circuit of the Americas as Fred the pace car driver makes the hard left turn down onto pit road. It's going to be Tate and Foley battling it out for a 9-lap dash to the finish into the TLC Incorporated restart zone. There's the Pine Gulf green flag. Christopher Tate, once again the king of restarts here at Darlington, makes another great jump through the field as he will lead the charge heading off into turn 1.
Jurassic was able to follow him straight through into second place, leaving Foley high and dry on the outside. Foley.
Ooh,
Whoa.
Christopher Tate loops out in front of the field. Can he hold on? Collect one driver to the 79 machine.
That has to hurt. Caution's back out.
And that's the issue with taking 2 tires, I have to say.
Yeah, I'm going to replay to see what happened here. We saw Foley get a little loose, but we didn't see what caused Tate to spin.
Right there,
he just got loose on his own. He's able to... Oh. Yeah, Tate was able to get it tied down there, but the 79 of Tony Burleson? I'm probably mispronouncing that.
Burleson was correct.
Okay, hey, I got one right. Burleson just wasn't able to get away from Tate's car sliding down the track.
Tough break as Christopher Tate takes it behind the wall. His night is done. And we could be possibly going into a natural green-white checkered.
Yes, for those who have not had the opportunity to see a Thunderclap race before, how did they handle this in this league? Or do we have a limited number of green-white checkered attempts?
I believe we're looking at 3 green-white checkered attempts.
Okay.
So, but normally we haven't gone that deep into a green-white checkered, this season at least. So, we'll see how this plays out here.
Yeah, we just saw Matt Garrett fly by in the 19, getting a lap back.
So it's Jordan Jurassic, Reed Foley, your top 2. Then it's Boundy, Aaron, Tyler Truex, who made it into the top 5.
Where did Truex come from?
He's just been able to pick him up and put him down quickly.
Yep, behind him, Chat Favor Bruce is now up into 6th place, followed by Cullen, Holmes, and Rainwater and Montgomery, finishing out your top 10.
Yep. So it looks like for our producer Darby, he's picked the right one so far, as he currently holds the highest running order in 3rd. Yeah, he does have to win in order for our producer to score points.
We're thinking we're going to go back to green flag racing this time by?
This coming lap, I believe so. So it'll be 178 of 183 when we get the 1 to go, then 179. So it'll be about a 4-lap dash to the finish. Maybe 5.
How many laps? This is going to be exciting.
Here we go, coming up to get the 1 to go signal, hopefully, this time by. And as they come across the start-finish line, the answer is yes, 1 to go. So it's time to re-rack and restack them. and get set to go back racing here once again.
Looking up and down the field, there's some very obvious battle scars on most of these vehicles tonight. And there's been 177 laps of intense racing. All coming down to this potential 5-lap shootout to the end.
There you ride on board here. I believe we're on board with Jurassic. The Heat Waves machine, the Ruthless Racing number 6. Looking to score him a win this season. As they head into the TLC Incorporated restart zone. Fred, the pace car driver, makes the hard left turn down onto pit road. Let's take it easy here, gentlemen. Let's put on a good finish for us here tonight for the Thunderclap iRacing Series presented by TLC Incorporated. Barney the Flagman has the Pine Golf Racing green flag in hand. And we're back at it for a finish here and wrap up at Darlington. Jurassic, another great jump on the field for him as he will lead the charge, heading off into turn 1. Boundy looks to the inside of Foley, but here comes Thomas Aaron around the outside.
Yep, Foley is able to keep it high and keep the position. Aaron got a little bit too much contact. The wall is now dropping down through the field, back almost to looks like 12th place there. Foley and Jurassic have a little of a runaway for the lead. Boundy is now battling Truex for position. Truex peeking every which direction to see if he can find a way around Boundy as quickly as possible so that he can chase down the two front runners.
Yeah, Tyler Truex is losing a lot of time right now to your race leaders. He's got to get around Sean Boundy for that position. But for Jurassic, he's holding strong through the middle of turns 3 and 4. Get the big 3. 3 laps to go as they come across the line, heading off into turns 1 and 2. Reed Foley doing everything he can. Olazewski trying to break into the top 10. He sits 12. As Foley is just getting Darlington stripe after stripe, trying to close the gap on Jordan Jurassic. As they head down the back straightaway, popsicle sticks in the air from the Barney the Flagman as they exit off of turn number 4. 2 laps to go here at Darlington.
Jurassic and Foley being able to keep this pace up and keep this bit of a second and a quarter seconds ahead of Boundy and Truex. Boundy and Truex themselves have a bit of a runaway with Cohen here, with Matt Holmes just about a quarter of a second behind them. Well, actually about a full second behind them now. Foley looking to see if he can get past Jurassic.
Jurassic with the white flag in the air. Foley hits the wall off turn number 2. He's got to make sure he digs deep for the RL Productions 1 to go down the back straightaway. Jurassic holding strong. Will Foley try something brave and heroic heading into turn 3? He's closing. Not close enough to make anything work out of turn number 4. Jordan Jurassic wins here at Darlington.
Foley securing second, followed by Bundy, Truex, Cohen, Aaron, Bruce, Montgomery, Rainwater, Slow, finishing up your top 5.
And a little congratulatory tap that turned into a spin right there for Jurassic. As Jordan Jurassic will take home the win. And how about Foley getting a good top 2 finish as well for him here tonight? As everyone is going to celebrate this one here, and some of them are going to look back and try to figure out what they could have done better to move on to the next race at COTA. Good run for the Grid Vision car, top 8.
Yep. Going into tonight's race, Jurassic was leading the championship by 1 point over Matt Cherry. Unfortunately, Cherry had a rough night, so Jurassic is going to definitely be your points leader coming out of tonight's race. Sean Bundy was 3rd coming in to Darlington. Third finish here is going to help him maintain that slot definitely over Aaron, who we saw lose many positions as we were watching Jurassic celebrate his win here on the front stretch of Darlington.
Well, with this moment presented by TLC Incorporated. As some of these cars head to the garage for the night, we want to remind you that TLC Incorporated is the title sponsor of the Thunderclap iRacing series, as well as our garage area. All of TLC garage floors come with a lifetime warranty because TLC floors are built for a lifetime. Transform that old concrete floor with a new custom floor or color coating and realize a TLC garage floor gives you more. Call 888-PICK-TLC for more information. With that, we're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we'll speak to your top 3 and give you your full field rundown. You're watching the the Thunderclap iRacing series presented by TLC Incorporated live on GridVision. Welcome back to the Thunderclap iRacing series presented by TLC Incorporated. It is Jordan Durasic who wins tonight's racing action, followed by Reed Foley, one of your biggest movers, picking up 24 spots. Sean Boundy will come home third, followed by Tyler Truex fourth. Robert Colgan in fifth with Thomas Aaron sixth. Tristan Bruce seventh with Matthew Montgomery in eighth. Noah Rainwater ninth, and Brandon Slow rounded out your top 10.
At 11th, we have Andrew Olszewski, followed by TJ DeBlasi. Had a minor rainbow there. Nicholas Tomlinson is your car in 13th position, followed by Ryan Trunk, Matt Holmes, Tommy Allen Jr. in 16th, Greg excuse me, Coney in 17th, Matt Garrett in 18th, Andrew Blyson in 19th, and Dominic Cahart in 20th.
21st, as we move further on through the grid, will be as followed. As I wait for the full field rundown, it is going to be Joshua Koner in 21st position. 22nd will go to Brandon Schumann, Chase Albright 23rd, Christopher Tate 24th, Todd Lee, Bo Condon, Justin Clapper, Matt Sherry, Greg Veal, Lucas Whitehead round out your top 30, then Gregory Shepsis, Robert Walton, Damian Neeson, Chase Leahy, rounding out your 34 cars. Bobby Grant did not start. As we get the chance to talk to your top 3, starting off with Sean Boundy. Sean, a great run for you tonight here on the Rebel Racing Machine to come home with third. Walk us through your night.
God, I don't even know where to begin. That was a long and brutal race. Started deep in the field. Only got my first lap in, drilled the wall in the second lap of qualifying, and started mid-pack. I really wasn't expecting to drive through the field as quick as I did where we got to, and when we did get to the front, it was a reevaluation of how to balance your tire wear. So it was a couple runs where once I got up to the front, I started driving a little bit harder just to see how long it lasted, and backed it back down a bit. But yeah, it was just a bit of a wild and simple night, trying to stay out of trouble, dodged a couple wrecks, and just kept it clean. It's basically, the only thing you really need to do at a track like this is just keep it off the wall, keep it clean, and usually you'll just start passing cars.
Well, from one track that's definitely a track that is too tough to tame, we head to another track that's a little bit difficult and interesting. We head to Circuit of the Americas out in Austin next Wednesday. Your thoughts heading out there and with the trucks?
I'm pretty decent at road courses. I love the road courses. Not a big fan of the trucks, so I've never driven a truck at COTA. I love COTA in the next gen car. So I got a lot of practice to do just to see what ballpark we're in. I'm excited for it. It's a blank slate right now.
Well, that is Sean Boundy coming home in P3. We're going to talk to our second place finisher, Mr. Reed Foley, who joins us up here in the booth. Reed, a great run for you tonight. A lot of close calls, but you were almost close enough to take home the win. Walk us through tonight.
Man, this is that's a great track. It's so much fun because it's such a challenge. You know, hit the wall twice in qualifying. I think I hit the wall twice every lap after that. But you know, coming home second time this year already. It's cool, and I'm really happy for my teammate. You know, glad that Jordan was able to get a win for the team.
So it makes it a Ruthless Racing 1-2 for you both. So good points night for you, good points night for the team, and looking forward to seeing what you guys can do at COTA.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I'm not a road course guy. In fact, I don't even know that I'll show up for that one. But you know, I'm confident somebody on the team will do well. You know, Jordan's great there. Actually, Matt's a pretty good road course racer too. So.
Well, Reed, we'll let you go and celebrate this podium finish for you here tonight, and see you hopefully next week at COTA. But if not, we'll see you at the next race.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for what you guys do.
Absolutely. That's Reed Foley coming home in P2 as we are now talking to your race winner, driver of the number 6 Ruthless Racing, Jordan Durasic, joins us. And Jordan, I gotta ask, are we supporting Tony Stewart a little bit here tonight?
Yeah, we're playing. We're doing a little throwback to Tony Stewart, back to his first season as a driver owner.
I mean, it's a great run look for you here in that number 6 Chevrolet. Talk us through tonight. I mean, you were in contention at certain points, but there was also a couple of times where we thought Christopher Tate would just run away with this race. I mean, what was your thoughts towards the beginning parts of the stage?
The beginning part of the race, I knew that the right front would burn off a lot. So we backed up our entry so much throughout the race, and we let people go by, except for Sean Boundy. That was the guy we had to keep behind us. So we played some defense, and yeah, we just let everybody burn their stuff up, and I just passed right around them. And there was a little hiccup there in stage 2 when I passed for the lead there. Tate had some trouble. We were all having trouble with the lead lap cars. And yeah, that was a crazy situation. And towards the end there, him getting loose off of turn 2, I thought he was going to come back into me and just take us out. But thankfully, he kept it down on the bottom part of the track. But I'm just so excited. We got our first win of the season. I got to thank our Ruthless Racing Series, Chevy Camaro. Man, they were one of the best partners I've ever had since starting Thunderclap. And I can't wait for future races to have them on the car.
Well, we absolutely look forward to seeing you next week at COTA. And congratulations, Jordan Durasic, your winner here tonight at Darlington. And with that, Ben, final thoughts here tonight. It's been a while since we had you on a Grid Vision broadcast, but happy to have you back. Closing thoughts for you.
It's nice to be back. Always happy to jump in whenever my assistance is required. Yeah, it's good to be here. Definitely a different experience than the last time I was here, whenever it was the Masters at V8 Supercars, and I'm blanking on the name of the track right now, but oval racing is something that I enjoy, but it's not something that I know very much about, but always fun to be alongside you and call races like this.
Well, we appreciate your time, and of course, Ben and myself are part of the Radio Listeners Collective with the Simcast, so go check us out there as well for all esports talk as we close out tonight's action here for the Thunderclap iRacing Series presented by TLC Incorporated. For our amazing team at Grid Vision and our amazing producer, Mr. Austin Derbyshire, as well as cameras provided by Andrew Cardinal, I'm Taylor Burris. Thank you for watching tonight's action here at Darlington, and we'll see you next time on the grid.